Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's Chase. So real quick, if you value my content and education and whatnot, just give me a minute of your time. I want to announce that Bybit is the new official sponsor of my videos. Going to be straight up with you guys, to the point as always. The last sponsorship didn't work out so great, couldn't get enough traction. If you look around CT, basically anyone who's doing some type of educational thing has either an exchange sponsor for their streamer videos, or they're doing a paid group, which I'm not going to do, or they're just building their account to shill you dog shit and get paid for that. So basically, I'm trying to bring this content to you guys for free. What I need in exchange is some of your assistance. I need you to sign up with my link, deposit using my link, and I'll keep the videos coming to you guys at least once a week. Otherwise, I'll probably just do them more at leisure. But I don't know. I mean, if we look back at the past year or so in my videos, we macro sold the top. If you stuck with me and you paid close attention to what I was doing, we sold the macro top on basically all of crypto. We were out of everything. Talked about being safe and whatnot, and then Luna crashes a couple weeks later. Talked to you guys about being in stables and stuff. And now I've been doing a lot more lower time frame videos as well, trying to teach you guys execution and whatnot in the lower time frame. So, basically the gist of it is, if you guys want these videos to keep coming week by week, week after week, and maybe even multiple per week sometimes, I need you to sign up with my link, need you to deposit with my link. And you can see the link at the bottom here, and also in the address bar at the top, partner.bybit.com/b/chase. And basically, if you do sign up and you're new to Bybit or anything, I'm going to do a separate video. I'll link that in the description below about how to sign up, deposit, utilize the exchange. Most importantly, I'm going to make sure you guys are comfortable on the exchange and allow you to access the exchange from anywhere. I'll show you how to use a free VPN to make sure you can access it from anywhere. All right, let's get into this week's video. Thank you. All right, so let's start with the BTC chart here. We're going to cover Bitcoin. We're going to cover S&P 500. We'll talk about crypto in general, and I'll give you guys, just my thought process as to what's going on right now. So first things first, when we look at this Bitcoin chart, what's the most obvious? In my opinion, it's this potential liquidity run right here. Okay, I posted this live, got long right around here. And simply looking for my first take profit, I talked about old me, and basically what old me would have did, right? I'm gonna, sort of try to explain this. So old me would have said, because this is how you get trapped, right? This is how newcomers get trapped. Old me would have said, okay, support, 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 support. This should flip to resistance, right? And not only should it flip to resistance, but it shouldn't even get all the way back up. What should have happened if this was going to be bearish is that if this was bearish, it would have gotten halted at one of these lows or something. It wouldn't have gotten all the way back up to here. So immediately when it does a full reclaim of a bearish down move, that it's not going to reject cleanly, or it's going to at least be short-term bullish, whatever you want to say. So know that for the future. If you're seeing a breakdown, so you get a breakdown, if there's some type of recovery and if it's actually bearish, it's going to reject right off of something else. It's not going to give you a perfect retest. Why would it ever give you a perfect retest? That's not how it works. So, all right, that's the first thing, just for some educational stuff right off the bat. All right, so we have this obvious liquidity run. We have a huge sweep here. First target for me, right into this order block right here. Previous origin of down move. We always go over this: support and resistance, order block, origin of the breakdown. There's tons of names for it, whatever you want to say. I say all different things depending on what I'm in the mood for. But yeah, I personally see this as our first target right here. When we came back up and we pushed through here, we can see this on lower time frame. So if we look at the 5, we could see breakdown, up move, fresh resistance right here, right? Fresh resistance, resistance again, breaks down, comes up, rejection, 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 pushes through, okay, pushes through, breaks back down, pushes through again, serves as support, and now I would like to see us push up into here. Want to see this area hold right here. So basically this, trying to get my box right. So this previous, and you could bring it all the way back to here if you want. So this previous resistance, all these rejections right here, flipped into support. We could see this right here, this origin of this move up. Want to see this really hold right here. I would like to just see it go straight towards first target, right? But if it did happen to come down and test this, I'm okay with that as well, but would prefer it just to go straight to target. Now, what was some of the confluence for this trade? I noticed that my ES posts do not get a lot of engagement. They don't get a lot of traction, and that's fine. I mean, everyone's at a different point in their trading journey, and I understand if, maybe you don't have access to futures, something of that nature. Again, ES, ESM, S&P 500, SPY, SPX, it's all the same thing, okay? So here's one of the reasons I was bullish on Bitcoin when I saw this move occur. Because on ES, I had planned, and if you've been seeing my ES trades lately, I've just been crushing it, not to brag or anything, but having one of my best weeks in a while. What I expected from ES actually was to break back down, trying to find a good time frame to show you guys. So ES on the open, where were we at the open? This was going to be the open right here. You can see these vertical blue lines, open and close. Okay, I just manually put them in there. What I wanted to see on the open actually, because I'm trying to explain this properly. So we have the range in here, right? I'm trying to set the framework so you can visualize it. So we have the range right here. We rejected off this range, and then we started chopping and potentially going into the range. What I wanted to see was just one final sweep, right? One final sweep of these lows, and that's how I was going to get long. So we have our market open right here, right? I wanted to see us sweep this, come back in to above, back into the range, right? Back into the range, and then I wanted to leg. Unfortunately, did not get my fill. I have my limit orders here, did not get my fill. So what's the importance of this? The importance of this, in my opinion, is that S&P was stronger than I expected right off the bat. So combining S&P being stronger than what I imagined, and we know that typically there's a correlation between S&P. So S&P stronger than what I imagined, and then BTC with a potential just huge trap right here. I said, okay, so trap, stronger than expected. We go over and look at NVIDIA. Again, it had an earnings trap yesterday. It opened down here. It immediately mooned. In my opinion, we saw a trap. We saw a trap on NVIDIA. We saw a potential trap on BTC. And we have the S&P 500 being stronger than I expected. So this is multiple levels of confluence here that got me to think, oh, okay, this is probably a good point to get long on Bitcoin. You know me, I haven't long Bitcoin in a while. It's mostly just been in this choppy range. We've had this drawn out for a while. You're low, you're high. Where does this get to? I mean, could it get to liquidity? Sure. But I'll be taking 50% here in the red box. I mean, the red box, the gray box. And then I'll probably taking another 25%, probably somewhere around here. And we had resistance breakdown, potential liquidity above here. Another 25% at like 30.3K or something. And then finish it off. Probably another, whatever's remainder. Do another half here and do another half here for the final target. It'll add up to be probably like a, so off the top of my head, maybe a 2 risk reward trade or something of that nature, which is typically what I aim for. I aim for 2 to 3. So yeah, that basically covers short-term thought process, at least for Bitcoin. I think it's pretty, obvious. If you want to just talk about lower levels real quick, we could do that. Overall, we still, we're having consolidation down here, which is not good. You're getting closes down here as well when typically you used to get wicks. So this isn't changing me to any type of a long-term bull or anything, not at all. Just looking for play a quick bounce, play a quick long. And look, if I can't even get a quick long bounce, I mean, what a piece of shit. Really doomed, and we're heading down. Really, like 20K is where I'm more interested. Even below 20, I think 20 is what everyone tries to buy. Maybe we wick through. Maybe we get like low 19s, and that'll really force some liquidations and whatnot. And if you go over to ETH, we're looking at all these lows right here, all these stops. We can see again we have a little sweep here, but old all-time highs, resistance, support, liquidity here, 1400 area is where I'm interested on ETH at the moment. Okay, so I'll go back down to low time frame Bitcoin and just see if I see anything else. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, right? Like I said, want to make sure we hold this. If we do break down below here, I mean, let's see. You had a bit of a range develop here. Serves as resistance again, pushes through. So if we were to break down, would want to see this area hold in here. If we break this down even more, yeah, basically this area all in here would be pretty important to hold, in my opinion, because you have your origin of breakdown here. You come up, resistance tries to move back down, gets bought up, pushes through the main resistance level here, and then we can see support, and the beginning of the move up. So worst case scenario, I don't want to see us back below 28.8. And 28.8 is also your level, right? When you zoom out and you say, oh, well, where was your support level? Yeah, because this was your lick level, but you do basically have pretty clean support around 28.8. If you delete this, you can see support. You get a lot of taps around 28.8, 28.7. So want to see that level hold, but ultimately would prefer to just see upside as soon as possible, not only for my position, but just in general. If we're talking about the strength of the market, and if we want to see some type of strength, we do want to see a push into here. Okay, what I'm looking for on ES for the rest of the day. So again, ES entered this range, right? Entered the range, pushed up immediately. Strength, okay? But eventually do want to see it fill back towards the center of the range, / you basically have a bit of a you have a little untested business here, I'd say. You pushed up pretty quickly all the way through the range, and it would be nice to eventually see this come back down towards here. For me, probably break it all the way down. See, it comes up, major range high resistance right here. So resistance, pushes through. So this is basically our price action here that pushed us through the resistance. It served as support. And now if we break down here, come back up, test this as resistance, we could start seeing that move down towards this level here. Trying to think if there'll be any type of shenanigans that'll take place, or a little scam action, because ES is all about that liquidity. Probably takes this low out. If it moves down, right? It could just go up. And remember, all this stuff is, we're really just we're making plans, right? And sometimes the plans don't always come true. But if they do come true, then that's typically when you want to find your execution. So if we push down through here, we tag this. Probably want to see it take whatever liquidity builds up here, something like this, and then you probably get your rejection when you flip this swing low to resistance, or when you flip this area to resistance once again, that's where you start taking out all these lows. Okay, so that's what I'd be watching for on ES. And if it just keeps going up from here, then we have a potential resistance here, and then we have our major resistance at 4127, 4148. We'll keep an eye on that. Okay, let me take a sip of water here. So general thoughts in relation to the market. We're still overall bearish, right? We have the Federal Reserve hiking interest rates, beginning quantitative tightening in the coming months, if not next month. Markets typically do not do well with QT. They're used to QE. So, I mean, this could be, this could be the exit pump, so to say. I mean, ES is still quite high here. It has a ways down to go, in my opinion, ultimately. I think we could see some capitulation. Let's go even higher time frame here. Probably see some capitulation into this, major weekly level down here, something of this nature. I mean, obviously it's a super wide range, but when we're talking capitulation, most of the time we're, buying spot or just buying stock, or we're not necessarily looking to, play anything on leverage or anything when you're talking capitulation. So I suppose this is my area of interest here. Back below here, if we were to get like below this level and flip this to resistance, I mean, probably a deviation of sorts and then reclaim. But that would really be, like, in my opinion, the Fed's sign that they need to get off the gas for a minute. You guys know from my previous videos, I've talked about it. The Fed is no longer, apparently, what they say is that they're no longer concerned with stock market prices, things of that nature. What they're concerned with is getting inflation back under control. And, I mean, we can certainly understand that. For anyone who's middle or lower class, I mean, they're suffering right now. Can't afford, the basic necessities of life. Can't afford gas, can't afford food, can't afford housing. So it's crazy out there. They have to get inflation under control. If you listen closely to the words of Jerome Powell, he said, that he doesn't necessarily aspire to be like Volcker, but he looks up to him as someone who did what was necessary when, or did what was right, not what was popular. Those were his words. He said Paul Volcker did what was right and not what was popular, and he's prepared to take that same path. So I do think in time that these things get crushed more and more. But it doesn't mean you can't play bear market rallies. Doesn't mean there'll never be upside. Doesn't mean you can't scalp on the daily. But I do think the times of up only are very much behind us. I think everybody should know that by now. Outside of that, anything else crypto related? Let me think. I mean, I don't even really want to talk about it. We saw that stupid fucking goblin NFT space. Look, I'm going to be, very honest. I've never been a fan of NFTs. Everybody knows that. I think that they're just stupid, overvalued pictures. You wonder why all these NFT people are victims of theft, and it's because they're not really crypto people. They're just here for a quick pump. Accounts related to NFTs you should never follow for trading unless you know them as a trader before doing NFTs. There's people that have crushed NFTs like Cold Blood Shill, and obviously he's a great trader too. So those, they're great, right? But the accounts that come into crypto and they're new and they're just NFT accounts, or they're just .eth accounts or something. If you're trying to be a trader, those guys provide you little to no value. They're just gonna post bullish hopium dog shit, get you trapped. They don't know what's going on in the market. All they know how to do is fucking gamble on a mint and hope for the best. So stay far away from that stuff. Unless you want to be a gambler, then that's fine too. You can totally gamble. There's nothing wrong with that. Just it's not for me. Talked Bitcoin, talked S&P, talked crypto. Yeah, really just not much on my mind lately. Just been I've been waiting for Bitcoin to try to make a move. This is the first decent move I've seen it make, so I'm giving it a shot. I've been flat for a while in Bitcoin. I've been mostly trading S&P. It's been trading very clean. If you watch some of my shorter videos, I have a short video or two from the past couple days showing you guys how I execute on my ES scalps. So you could check those out. And again, big shout out to our sponsor Bybit. Please, if you want these videos to keep coming, I need your signups. I need your deposits. It's really as simple as that. I'm not trying to, I don't know. It sounds like a beggar, but I mean, I don't care. I don't need to make these videos really. I do like to educate and be helpful and try to lead people in the right direction. I do find value in that, but at the same time, I could be doing other things. So getting paid from an exchange sponsor is also nice. And the reality is I know a lot of people try to tiptoe around this type of shit, but it's not me. I've always been someone who just gives you guys the straightforward, no bullshit. And that's it. I'm not going to sit here and lie and pretend, my favorite thing to do in the world is educate. No, it always comes back to money in one form and another for pretty much just about everybody. All right. So thank you very much, everybody. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you again next week.